I gotta say, you look like you know what you're talking about.
I know. Trust me, I'm wearing a suit. I have evaluated about 1,000, maybe a little bit more, criminal cases in my very short career. Look how young I am. And the number one factor I look for is how much has my client screwed themselves over. I don't make a living off evil, folks. I make a living off foolishness, and I'm here to put myself out of business. The cops have a plan for you. I want everyone here to have a plan for the cops. That's the goal here. First, you need to understand their plan, which works the same whether it's a DWI stop or a homicide investigation. They take advantage of how you all, with your nice smiling faces, are basically good people. In fact, there are laws saying that you have to help the police in certain situations, and I'm kind of skating the razor's edge of ethics by talking to you about this, but it's important. I'm going to assume you're guilty, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Cops show up when your door's busted down pursuant to a warrant, you've just been pulled over, you've called 911 because you think you're the victim, and they take you in a very stressed state, and they get you to relax their way. A lot of times they make you think that they've got all the evidence they need. Some cops will, probably not anybody in this room, but they'll rough up my clients, or they'll go a long time without telling them they're under arrest or not reading them their Miranda warnings. None of these things make a difference. None of these things blow open the case. But sometimes my clients think, oh, they didn't read me my Miranda warnings. This case is going to go away anyway. If the police can get you down to the station and start asking you questions, and they do have to read Miranda for this, they can get a confession to any crime from anyone in this room. And I've heard the confessions from the guilty and the innocent, and they sound the same to me. So you don't want to start doing this cooperation dance unless you're completely innocent. Anybody in this room completely innocent of everything? Maybe you're not. Maybe you have something on your computer that you haven't looked at in forever, but it's not supposed to be there. Maybe you know somebody who's committed a felony and you're not turning them in. I wanted to get you all chanting, you're guilty, but 15 seconds isn't enough time. Here's what you need to know. One, this is your plan. Shut up. Because not only can anything you say be used against you, but I can't get it in to help you. It's a special rule of evidence called admission by a party opponent, and it means that things like this, innocent little things like this, can be the last missing piece of the state putting together a very bad case for you. You would never think she told me to meet her by the school would do any damage, but in fact, in one of my cases, it took the case from a 9-year drug trafficking case, which could have been a probated sentence, to 18 years. Okay, now, here's the exceptions to shutting up. Give your name and date of birth, even if it incriminates you. If you want to know why, you have to go to law school or talk to me after the show. Ask, when can I speak with my attorney? Am I under arrest? Don't ask, when do I get an attorney? Because you don't get one as quickly as you think you're going to. You don't get one as quickly if you're not paying for one. They're just going to stop what they're doing if they have to hire you an attorney. I, as a public defender, was never called out. And say no if you're asked for permission. Especially for those of you in Bernalillo County, our law enforcement here, even if they think they're allowed to pop your trunk and look inside, they'll say, hey, do you mind if I pop your trunk? I'm going to do it anyway, but is it okay? Say no, please. I can't tell you how many cases I could have won if my clients would have just said no. If you have some polite excuses that have nothing to do with the case, then you can talk. One good one is, I'm trying to date a criminal defense attorney. She'll never let me get to second base if I consent. The final step in your 3-step plan is to do what you're ordered to do. Now make sure that it's an unconditional command. Cops' favorite trick is to say, I can't let you go home unless you take field sobriety tests. Guess what, folks? That means you're not going home tonight. That's what that means. And the field sobriety tests are never mandatory. One exception, if somebody's pointing a weapon at you, don't say, this one lawyer I saw said that I should ask if this is No, just get on the ground, do whatever. If the gun's out, I'm happy as your attorney. I can piece your case together later. Okay, so when the cops come and knock, it doesn't matter how innocent you feel, shut up. Please, shut up. Unless you're saying no, asking what you have to do, asking for me or some other friendly attorney, or giving your name and date of birth. This is a great thing to practice when you're fantasizing about robbing a bank or kidnapping your best friend's girl. Take a little moment at the end of the fantasy to think, and then how do I deal with the cops? Do it with your kids too, because juveniles have civil rights. Oh, and I'll stop now. Thank you.